Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining Discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 54 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year and to run 1,250 miles within that time frame. I also challenged myself to run my first ever 50K, and I hope to do that within 5 hours and 30 minutes, which is my first unofficially timed marathon pace. And I'm also going to run another marathon this year that will be officially timed. I'm trying to hopefully clock in with that in under 4 hours. 4 hours or under. Other than that, though, like I said, today is day 54 in my journey. Got a little bit of messy hair today. I ran earlier today. I ran 3.7 miles. I did it with my dog, Daisy. It was a little bit of an easier day. Didn't go, full ham into it. Didn't go super hard or anything. But the last 5 days, I did some pretty much just all 10Ks in a row, mile off here or there sometimes or over, but the whole thing was I just the past 5 days I've been putting in not lots of miles, but a decent amount of miles. So I wanted to take a little bit an easier day today. Yesterday was a relaxed day, but I still did run 6.99 yesterday, so pretty much 7 miles yesterday. It was at a little bit slower pace, but it was in a trail. So today I wanted to still kind of go at a slower pace, not as many miles, but I didn't want to do the mile and a half, so I did 3.7 with the dog. She really enjoyed it. Today was a beautiful day here in Michigan, February 23rd. I think it got up to 43 degrees when I was out there running. The sun was shining. Everything was melting. It was super puddly, super wet. So by the time I got back, the dog was just drenched in mud, and we had to give her a bath. So, it is what it is, but it was fun. But speaking of other things, before we get started in today's episode, I want to give you my mileage for the week, the month, and the year, and kind of talk about each one. I told you already the goal for the year is 1250. I'm going to probably go over that, but that is just the bare minimum that I want to make sure I hit this year. I'm currently at 217.3 miles for the year. I am 1,032.6 miles away from the goal. For the month, I realized I would have to run 100 miles each month in order to get that goal anyways. So I decided I would do a 100-mile challenge every month, and in each month do a fundraiser for different charities throughout the months. The first month was for the American Cancer Society. We raised $380. This month it is for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. So this is the February fundraiser. And what they do is they work to build self-reliance and food security and justice in Detroit's Black community. And they do that by influencing public policy, engaging in urban agriculture, promoting healthy eating, and encouraging cooperative buying and directing youth towards food-related fields. And this podcast being a podcast that tries to focus on, not just exercising and, but being healthy, but also kind of, trying to eat healthier, and just overall health and exercise and diet and all that stuff is very important. And we're going to try to talk about that, and we focus on that. So I thought the fundraiser for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network would be a perfect fundraiser for this month. And it's a local fundraiser. All donations go directly to this fundraiser. So if you can, please donate. The fundraiser is going through my personal Facebook page. You can find the link there. I post it to my stories. All of the donations go directly to the fundraiser. Nothing goes to me. Nothing goes to Facebook. They get all the percentage, which is really cool that Facebook is not taking any percentage of the cut. so you can, be sure that your money is going to a good place. Other than that, though, I know that if times are really tough, so if you can't donate, don't feel, very discouraged or anything, but please at least share and let people know about this fundraiser so maybe they'll be able to see it and be able to donate some money, and help us raise some money for this fundraiser. Other than that, though, guys, so for the month, I already broke 100 miles. I told you I'd talk about that. So I'm at 110.9 currently now for the month of February. And that being said, we're going to talk about my weekly mileage. So this is now week 4 and going into week 4 of the month. And at the beginning of the month, on February 2nd, I challenged myself to the God Bod Challenge, which is to do 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups for 33 days straight, all while running 33 miles per week for 33 days. So the running is actually going to take place in 35 days, not 33, because it equals out that way. But the push-ups and sit-ups are 33. Today was day 22 of push-ups and sit-ups for me. I got that done. I will add it to the end of this video. If you want to see that, watch the video. If you're just listening along, you will not hear the moaning and groaning. So if you want to watch it, you have to go to the YouTube. But that being said, this is now going into week 4. The last 3 weeks, I hit my 33 miles, and I've done push-ups and sit-ups every single day. Today was day 22, and for the mileage for the week, I am currently at 10.7, so now I have 22.2 miles to go for the rest of the week. And then I'll have one more week after that, pretty sure, and that would be the final week of running, and then push-ups and sit-ups as well. Other than that, guys, though, that's been quite a big of an intro. Let's kind of get started right into today's episode 54. I want to talk about the theme for today's episode because it was something that I did today and it made me think about today, but it's something that we all need to be more considerate about and try to be more just in general everyday life, something that we should be more disciplined with in our own lives. So that being said, today is episode 54, and the theme for today is going to be generous. Now I said I talked about today and being generous. Today was an easier day. I didn't want to do big miles, but I did want to kind of get out there knowing it was kind of nice. I wanted to go at a pretty fast pace. I wanted to get out there and get my heart rate up and get a decent day in today. But realizing how nice of a day it was and looking at my dog staring at me as I'm putting my shoes on, I couldn't help but be generous and say, I'm going to take one for the team today. I'm going to slow my mileage down and get out there and just take my dog with me, knowing that she's going to stop, once or twice every mile or so to try to pee, sniff around, and poop. Thankfully, she only pooped once, but she peed like 27 times. So, I realized that it was not going to give me my best run today, and today was a good day to get a good run in. But I also realized I needed to be more generous, with my dog, and I need to be able to take her on more runs and more walks. And then even out there, I'm thinking in my head, like, what can I do in the future, especially with the baby? I'm going to get a running stroller, but maybe not every time will I be able to run with the baby. So maybe I'll do runs and then I'll come back and walk with the baby and walk with the dog. I'm already thinking of ways I could try to be more generous in the future and not be so selfish with the things that I'm trying to get done in my own life, but be able to work it all together and figure a way to be more generous with my time. And another thing that I know that I've been personally trying to do is, I'm not like a road rage person that gets out there and like goes crazy and follows people and runs them off the road if they do something stupid, but I like get very angry at people that I think can't drive right, and I get, it's something that does get me really upset. But something that I've been trying to do is be more generous to those people, because I know there's been times in my own time of driving where I've been those people doing something stupid, if it be just driving below the limit, or maybe driving looking at my phone instead of paying attention. I my first reaction is to get mad and like flip out and you know beat my horn and say, blame it on them for being an idiot. Yes, they are idiots for doing that, but I need to be more generous and not act out at things that I am also guilty of myself. But also, I notice something that I need to also work on with generous is I need to just be more generous with my time and my effort with, um, you know, everyone I associate with, and I need to be able to spread out my time more and be able to show up to more events and be able to be more generous and thoughtful and help out when people may need it. I've something I've always, done, especially as of recently, is I've become more into my own shell, like an introvert, and not really talk, and I get in my own head, so I don't always try to put myself in those situations and be more generous and help out, because I always, sometimes I get, like I said, I get in my own head and I think maybe I'm overstepping my bounds, or they don't want my help, or whatever the case is. But I realize that I need to try to be more generous with, what I do with, just every day, like with, my family, my wife, my dog, my friends, my coworkers, and I think a little goes a long way. Just even asking about their day or whatever the case may be, just being more generous and trying to put out a more positive energy towards them, and towards for them to maybe also take that energy and spread it. I'm hoping that the energy of generosity, um, once seen, if someone is generous to you, hopefully once they are generous to you, you want to also spread that to other people. And I'm hoping it will be infectious, more infectious than what's currently going on. So, I think being more generous is something that I know I need to work on, and I think it's something that a lot of people, maybe they don't want to admit it, but I think a lot of people, maybe a lot, will admit it. They need to work on it. It's something that we get caught up in a lot of the moments, and we get very selfish and just think about ourselves and not really think of the situations of maybe why people are the way they are, how they got to where they are, and we're not very generous to those people because we're set in our own mindsets thinking that we are right. That's a way that we can be more generous. I think that's something that I've noticed I need to be more generous about. Is I can't just judge people, right off of what's going on, because I don't know their situation of how they got there, why they got there, and I need to be more generous. And instead of giving them a cold shoulder, maybe I need to be more generous and reach out a helping hand. So that's something I think that we really need to try to all do, is spread more generosity out to everyone you can. So for your daily discipline today, it is to be as generous as possible. Go out there into the world and help out a stranger, no matter, whatever it is. If you see someone that, maybe it's an old lady that needs help pushing her stuff to the car, or help putting your stuff in the car. I know sometimes right now it's kind of a hard thing to do with COVID, but there are many things that can happen where you could be the helping hand. Maybe it's just maybe you know your neighbor's older and we are getting these heavier snows. Maybe be a little generous and go out there and help clean up their snow for them. Um, Whatever the case may be, try to be more generous today and going forward. So for your daily discipline today is be generous. Um, Figure out why um, you think of something or someone a certain way and try to be more generous and put yourself in their shoes and figure out how you can maybe help them instead of just not liking them. We all have problems, and we could all be more generous towards each other to help each other solve each other's problems. So for your daily discipline, try to be more generous today and going forward to help other people. And in return, that will only help you. That's something that I am trying to do every single day, is be more generous, in multiple ways. I already told you just little things with being more generous with trying to make sure my dog gets enough exercise, being more generous with the time I'm going to dedicate towards my family and my friends and the people that mean something to me in my life. Be more generous with even the maybe not the people that are super close to me, but just everyday people that you may encounter. I'm going to try to be more generous, to be more helping with them, and try to spread more of a positive energy out there instead of it being a world where everyone has cold shoulders and is super upset with everyone else and is clashing and starting arguments over the dumbest things, and a dollar store parking lot or whatever the case may be. I think that we just all need to be more generous, and I'm going to try myself every single day to try to put myself in other people's shoes when I want to not be generous, when I want to maybe look the other way or think to myself, they're only doing it to themselves. Why try to help? Sometimes you need to be more generous and help out the people that may need it, even though sometimes you may think they don't. And even if they don't, and you do help them, you're only spreading more positive energy into the world. Yes, maybe they got help when they didn't need it, but maybe going forward, it's something that they will always remember. Even if they maybe cheated you out, maybe they'll always remember that you, out of the kindness of your heart, you did something for them, and maybe that will eventually pass down. And if not, I always believe in karma, and I think good will always come to you if you help those in need. Another generous thing you guys could really do is donate to the February fundraiser for this month. That would be awesome. So far, I think I'm the only one that donated, so it'd be awesome if you guys could do that. Other than that, though, guys, I gave you your daily discipline for today. I don't want to keep you too much longer. If you guys can, please give a share, a like, and a subscribe to the Facebook, to the Instagram, to the YouTube. You can find us on all streaming podcast platforms. Let anyone that you think may know in your life that would need some positive influence or could use just a good story to maybe help them out and get them out of a rut in their life. Send them this way. This podcast is about just changing my lifestyle. That's all it really is about, is turning into from one person, the transformation from one person into another. Just my lifestyle, my mentality, and everything has changed, and I want to document it. That's what this podcast is about. I want to talk to other people who maybe went through similar experiences. I will be doing interviews. I got some other things lined up for the near future. I hope you guys continue to follow along. Like I said, give a like, a share, subscribe, let people know about it. I will see you guys tomorrow. This is episode 54 of the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for episode 55. Make sure you guys stay disciplined, and peace out. February 23rd, day 22. God bod challenge, push-ups and sit-ups.
Minutes.
Day 22 done. See you guys tomorrow.